I don't know.
Yes, it looks great. It looks great.
Righty. Hey, thanks again for the introduction. One thing I want to add on here real quick, I was able to listen to a couple of the presentations yesterday and then another one just before this from Aaron, and I think it's appropriate to add just a little bit of a change to my title. It feels like what you guys have been talking about are kind of how-tos and a little bit more of the, what can you do? And it's kind of exciting for me to be able to talk from the other end and say, here's what we've done over the last 20 years almost, and here are the outcomes of the strategic planning that we did and the federal grants that we've applied for. So I tacked on that additional title at the top. Okay, I'm going to get into a little bit about myself, a little bit about the agency, things that we've done, but first I want to do some ground rules. Multitasking is encouraged, but only if you've read the CBS News article, Study Multitaskers Bad at Multitasking. I encourage you to read that. Also, I've got some hyperlinks in the presentation. If you would like to follow those, I've tried to make them the tiny URLs so you can actually read them on the screen and type them into your browser. Feel free to pop those open. Maybe it'll spark some questions. It is relevant to what I'll be talking about. Also, I'm using a tool called Poll Everywhere. I've got 1 or 2 polls. I just want to get your feedback while we're doing the presentation. You can respond either through the web, or you can actually respond by sending a text message. If you want to go to that website that you see there now, you can kind of get a jump start on that. But I'll have more instructions as we go along. Okay, well, let's get going. So the first thing I need to mention is that I am just one person of many. The efforts that I'm going to be talking about and explaining to you, obviously were not done by me alone. There are a lot of hardworking people in the agencies listed here, as well as other agencies that you don't see, that I'm also representing as part of this presentation. So it would be wrong for me not to acknowledge that and not to show you that this really is a group effort, and a lot of different people from different agencies have made a long-term commitment to what I'm going to talk about. So what is South Sound 911? From 1974 until 2012, we were the law enforcement support agency. So, like you can see, the URL at the bottom is lesa.net. We are still transitioning into a new agency. The reality for us in the Information Services Division, nothing's really changing. We're just getting a new name. There's the whole reason why we are South Sound 911 now instead of LISA, but it's obviously outside the scope of this discussion. Just to clear it up for you, though, we were created as part of an interlocal agreement. We are a government agency. We receive funds from other government agencies, and that is how our revenues come in. Our primary responsibilities can be broken down into 2 different branches, really. We operate a public safety answering point for 11 different agencies in the county, and we also provide records management for 16 different agencies, serving a citizen base of just over 800,000 people. So the second bullet there, the records management for 16 agencies, that's really where we're going with this discussion, and that's the scope of what you're about to see. Who am I? I'm Rob Oesch. A couple of pieces of information about me there. Mostly, I'm really excited to be able to share this information with you. I think there's a lot of opportunities for us to network with each other. I'm in a fortunate position that, we're not a company, we're not trying to make money, we're not trying to sell any products, but we obviously have information that is valuable in the law enforcement community and vice versa. So I think it's important to build those connections and continue to share not only information but technologies as well.